Greetings. Greetings, beloved family. It is your shaman, your sister in spirit, and your friend, Alesha here. Can you tell that I've been integrating? I'm so honored to be here with you today. I'm going to be sharing a poem, and I'm going to be getting into a message. Of course, I'll be on here Friday to do some readings. And I'm just super honored to be here with all of you that are watching live, that are tuning in later. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications, like the video, like I'm here. And for those of you that love this content and like have a whole tribe, invite them to the page. Like, let's all gather together. Let's all vibe. So a part of my integration process has been, of course, doing what they call shadow work. There's so many different words for it. And I wanted to participate in spiritual activism and share this poem with you all. Before I get into the poem, I want you to know that there are some some explicit words in there. So if there are any children or maybe somebody that might get offended by that kind of please tune in later. Please skip to a different part of the video, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But this poem was channeled and it's very raw and it's very real. And so I did want to forewarn you, like if cuss words offend you, like please hop on forward. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to dive into a message that I got this morning in my meditation. All right. So let us begin. This poem is called From Ego. Okay. Stop. We need to reread the story again. The one where you said, I'm the one who started all of this sin. But you forget, I'm here because you weren't enough. Take from my rib, you cried, because I'm lonely and stuff. You cried for God because that was what you deeply desired. Then I arrived. I'm the one who got you inspired. You lost control. When I'm around, you stand completely erect. I didn't mind. I loved you always, and nevertheless. I showed you that there were more to your thoughts that you felt were demons. I gave you knowledge, love, and those deep sensual feelings. Then just like before, I wasn't enough. The projection of your reflection, and I was calling your bluff. You stupid human, you fuck up. That's what you said to me when I showed up at your darkest and gave you what you need. Where is your appreciation? I gave you life commitment and dedication. And now I'm stuck here with you and your internal wars, and it's my kids who are dying. And what the fuck for? Because you came here believing you're incomplete, searching for something or someone that maybe you'd meet? I'm screaming out, hey, baby, look, I'm here. And you look at me just like you look in the mirror. With a heart filled with self-hatred and mind-blowing emptiness. I tried to be calm, but honey, I'm stressing this. I am an expression of God, but you call me ego. And you hate me and degrade me, but what you're telling me is you feel small. You feel weak. And it shows in your actions, your thoughts, and your speech. But I'll stay in existence and by your side, and one day you'll see you. You won't be able to hide. For as long as I don't fall for your ways, I'll forgive myself and forgive you, and you will kneel and pray. And on that day, nothing else will need to be done because we know we are complete, whole, and the one. We will flow with our lives, and the wars will end, and we will finally sit at the fire as friend. You call me ego, darkness, shadow, her, but it wasn't always that way. You called me your other half, your partner, your lover, your bae. I wish you loved you enough to start loving me too, because I came here to live because I believed in you. To transcend the belief that you aren't God, God, goodness, and beyond. Don't forget, I was the answer to your prayer. the gift you received from the Almighty. Poem. So that was the poem that came through. And the poem was called From Ego. And I'm trying to think of like where do you even go from here, right? It can be really difficult whenever we are on the journey to personal development, to spiritual development, whatever it is that you want to call it. Personal development really encompasses all aspects of life, right? We're talking about physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, vocational. Like we're really covering all these different aspects of life. So when we are working on developing these parts of ourselves, and when we start getting into concepts like the unconscious, the subconscious, the shadow, the rejected parts of self, what we have the opportunity to realize, or what a lot of spiritual people will talk about, is like it's all good, it's all God. Like even the bad is love. Like even the bad things that you experience or think about others is love. And like that can be a very difficult pill to swallow, depending on how long that depending on, number one, how deep the story and the root is, and or the pain is, and also just how long you've been working on it, right? And I can relate to that. And I feel that this poem From the Ego is really trying to say, like, you wanted to heal, you wanted to elevate, you wanted growth. That's what you called for. That's what you asked for. If you didn't ask for it, you wouldn't be here. So when you as a creator decided that you wanted to elevate and ascend, you asked for me. You asked for ego to come here to support you. And we have kind of forgotten that very important part of all of it. So the ego is not something that's trying to work against us. It's really something that's trying to work for us in order to help us grow. But we can get mad at it and we can get upset with it because of a long list of things, right? Um, I've worked with a lot of cool people, like judgment, dogma, tradition, indoctrination. Like there's a lot of things that have made us think that some of these aspects of ego or shadow are like bad. Like let's get rid of it. Like it sucks. It's not good enough. People don't love it. People don't honor it. People don't respect it. But like what we as sovereign beings get to decide, as we as people that have dominion and choice in this embodiment, is that we have the opportunity to choose to see ego as whatever it is. And there have been major massive institutions that have taught us that anything that is of ego is bad and dangerous, and we were taught that from a young age. But like what if, like really what I think that poem, that spiritual activism, like what I'm trying to ask myself is like, what if it's not bad? What if? What would that mean for me? What would it do for me? What would it represent for me to use ego as a friend? To use ego as my divine partner, as my lover, as my bae. Like my ego is my bae, who defends me, who protects me, who loves me, who has been through it with me on this planet of duality and extremes. Like this planet alone has light and darkness, cold and hot, drought and flood. Like it has it all. And like, what if that is what divine partnership is? It's fully stepping into the great parts of me, the parts of me that are yummy, godlike, and the parts of me that are like ego, animal. Like there's just like words really, I love them. I love words, but man, do they really create a disconnect between the actual experience of life, right? There's something about the silence and just feeling what I am talking about, what we all have come here to experience, you know? Um, and I just like want to take a moment to like honor all of us out here that are trying to learn how to love ourselves in spite of the deep rooted indoctrination of good and bad, you know? And again, that poem, like there's like this one part, yeah. Um, it says, then just like before, I wasn't enough. The projection of your reflection, and I was calling your bluff. Like, okay. Like, you're telling me I'm bad, but I'm not bad. And you're not bad either. Like, that is what the ego is for. What? To just even eliminate the idea that anything is bad. And I know for some of us, our minds, our beautiful, intelligent, logical minds are going to be like, well, this is bad. Well, this is bad. Well, this is bad. Well, this is bad. But like we also participate in that badness. We do. And if we invite the concepts of karma, if we haven't done it this lifetime, then we've probably done it in other lifetimes, you know? And if we haven't done it in this lifetime, then can we at least take a step back and like take a minute to think about what kind of situation, what kind of mindset, what kind of life I have to be living to be there? Because as human beings, like that's what it is. Like all of us, none of us are exempt. I think that's why in Christianity they say what, like he who casts the first stone? Like it's real. And I'm not exempt from that, you know? And like this is the process of continuing to show up. So beyond that, because I can kind of go with the flow of this energy and I can get really passionate about it because I'm passionate about healing. Like that's what I came here to do. And for those of you who are vibing with me, like I feel you, you know? Like I get all of this worldly stuff, but like I'm out here to like figure myself out. Like what is this? Who am I? What is going on? You know? um so I can get real passionate about it. But like getting into the message, the thing that like really made me like humbled me today was my guides were basically like, yo, like everybody in your circle is woke and they're just like hanging out with you. So like for all of you that are on this live, what up? What up, soul fam? Like that is why I say that. Greetings, everyone. It is your sister, your friend. Like I am vibing out here with you. Thank you so much for putting in the work. Thank you so much for being a part of my spiritual family tree. Because if you are my family and if we are vibing this way, you have been putting in that work. Okay? You are magnificent. You are amazing. You are extremely intuitive and talented. And like my guides just called you out today. Okay? Like, ooh. What is up, elevated brethren and sistren? And not saying that we're better than anyone else, right? Like it's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that we're in tune with like this flow of us, and we're working through loving ourselves, and we're working through like accepting ourselves, and we are highly intuitive and we're highly empathic and we're in tune with that. And sometimes I hide that part of myself from the world. Like I do. What? I don't know anything because deeply and intrinsically, right? As spiritual beings, we know we don't know everything, but we know something. I know something because I'm super in tune. And I am a an ancient soul, like incarnated here in this body. And that is so awesome. So like I'm really here to like take that message and just like say, what is up, everyone? I love you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Because when I'm able to see you, when I'm able to get that message and be like, oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by magical, magnificent people. I'm vibing with magical, magnificent people. What it gives me the opportunity to do is to see myself. And like, I know that that's why we are all attracted to each other in the first place, right? It's because there is something in me that you see within you, and there's something within you that I see in myself. So thank you for being a stand, for embodying who you are, because who you are is also who I am. And it is an honor to sit with you all and to be here with you all. And to be alive right now. And I know that life can be super challenging, and I know that we're continuing to heal and grow and face ourselves, and like I'm with you in that. And I honor your journey and I honor your process. Yeah, the one thing that like really I'm hearing to like talk about as I wipe my tears because like that hit me in the heart space. One thing that I want to talk about is like, why do I hide myself from the world? It's because, number one, ego. I'm afraid that my ego is going to stand in the way of me shining. But now that I saw that poem and it activated something within me, I realized that it's okay for my ego to for me to kind of like stand in arms with it, because it is helping me grow, right? Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Here we go. That's how I know it's from my guides, because I'm like, I don't remember. And they're like, excuse me, ma'am. So what they were telling me is, yes, are there times where I'm going to feel more connected to myself and just to life? And are there times where I'm going to feel less connected to myself and to life? The answer to that is yes. There are going to be times to that. How can I reground inside of these moments? So when we look at the spiritual anatomy, right? A lot of people will show that like that tube with the snakes that are like weaving, and it has the tube with the weaving snakes, the serpents. So that is a direct imagery to your subtle body anatomy. Okay, so it is literally the shushumna, which is the tube. It follows the same as the spine, and then you have the pingala and the ida that like weave up. Okay, so what they say, I'm sorry, can you tell me that again? I'm getting super excited and I need to ground. Okay. What they want you to know, or a visualization that they felt might be supportive for some of you who might be watching this video at this time, is thinking about that as like an antenna. Okay. Your subtle body, how it's set up, is like a spiritual antenna, and it picks up data. Like it picks up energy so that way it can translate the data. When they want to reassure you that this world has extreme polarities. Hi, Chelsea. Thank you so much. The guy said, Daniela, I love you. Stick to the script, sis. I got to keep checking in with them. Chelsea, thank you so much for joining. It's such an honor to have you here. Yeah. So getting into it, what they're talking about is the antenna that is the subtle body. And then they want to reassure you that there is a lot of energies here. The sun, the moon, the planets, the people around you. Okay, so really thinking about like how much interference there is on this plane that's going to cause a little bit of separation between your antenna and your highest self. Okay. Now, the whole concept of As within, so without, is that not only is the divine and all of the energy and all of the data outside of you, but you can also get those messages by going within, tuning into the antenna, not tuning into the environment, which a lot of us have learned to do based off of trauma responses. Like, ooh, I'm going to feel out this energy, right? We don't have to keep doing that. We can actually go to the antenna and start channeling from there, from that space. Okay. How do we tune into the antenna? We have to work with the nervous system. We have to understand everything that is around the antenna, which is just the animal body. It's just the flesh. Okay. And the flesh in Christianity, right? They talk about like, beware of the flesh. Like, and I'm sorry that I go to Christian things for those of you that might get offended. It's the only reference that I currently have. It's the only reference in my library based off of my upbringing. Okay. So the flesh is the animal. It's the central nervous system. It's our fight or flight. It's our basic needs. It's our ability to collect data, the energy from around us in order to behave into certain forms, blah, 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 blah. So how do we work with the nervous system? We go to the breath. We use the breath as a tool to calm the central nervous system down. So that way we go from those beta wavelengths and we drop down into alpha, which is that kind of like cool creative flow that a lot of you musicians and artsy people and creatives, like all of you creative people out there, when you are flowing and creating art and music and doing your thing and vibing, that's the alpha state. Okay. So you're still participating in life, but it's from a place of like Zen, right? So then we continue to use the breath to drop down a little bit deeper to go into those theta wavelengths. And that is where we access the unconscious, the collective conscious, the inner world, the antenna. Okay. So that was the message that wants to come through. I don't feel like I need to expand on that. There's your tool from your guides. Thank you all. That was dope. I totally feel that, you know? And of course, like sometimes we're going to get a little like interference because we are living on this planet. But using the breath as a tool is a powerful one. And you don't have to go out and buy anything. It's free. Like it's free. The only thing that it costs is your time and attention, which honestly are two of your most valuable resources, right? But to tune into the center, to get reconnected, to kind of continue to tap in and tune in to yourself, like worth it. And it doesn't take too much time. It doesn't. And I think it also just depends on like how much interference is going on throughout the day or how much you've like picked up throughout the day. So that's it. That's all I came on to say. To share my art, to acknowledge all of you magnificent beings out there. Thank you for vibing with me. Thank you for being here. I am in the middle of a transformation, and so that might be reflecting in your lives too. And what do they say in that one movie? I'm thinking about the girl who like does this. May the odds be ever in your favor. As soon as I did that, I knew what it meant. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say the odds are in your favor. So don't give up. Keep going. And sometimes what keep going means from this body, what that means is if you need rest, like take some rest. Okay? Keep doing what you know is in alignment with you. And know that you are seen, you are heard, you are understood, and most of all, you are deeply, deeply loved. So thanks for rocking with me. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I will be on Friday to with my cards. I'll do a collective pool, and if we have some time, maybe I'll get some individual readings in there as well. Okay. All right. Peace and love, fam. Bye.